Hi BookTube! My name is Sara and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I'm coming to you with my weekly TBR video. This is for week number 18 and it is April the 6th through May the 30th. So in case you are new to my channel, for one, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I do these TBRs weekly. The reason is because I used to be like a lot of BookTube and do a monthly TBR, which is great. But I used to find like towards the end of the month, it was just kind of like, oh, I don't really want to read these books anymore. So now I do them weekly and I'm really enjoying it. So I do pick 7 books every week based on some criteria. Do I get to all of them? No. But it gives me a lot of choice for the books that I do want to read. So very excited to sit down with you guys today. So let's jump into the books that I have picked for this week. So the first prompt is a book off my physical shelves. And I do have a spinning wheel. But I do have a spinning wheel that has a whole bunch of prompts on it. And I spin the wheel and I get a prompt. I do that so I'm not standing in front of these shelves like thinking, gosh, what do I feel like reading? It's kind of a little bit more fun to give myself a little bit of extra criteria to try and find a book. So for this first prompt, I got a workplace romance, which is always fun. So I did a Google search and brought me to one of the lists on Goodreads for books that are workplace romances. And this book came up and I'm super stoked because I think I started this one like last year and I only got maybe 20% of the way through it. And then I put it down for whatever reason. I was probably going to read something else and I never picked it back up. So now I need to do that because I really enjoy this series a lot. And that is Take a Hint, Dani Brown by Talia Hibbert. So yeah, this one is the second book in the Brown Sisters series. The first one is Get a Life, Chloe Brown, that I read a couple of years ago and I loved. And the third book is Eve's story, I think, and I really want to get to that one because it's only a trilogy. So if I get this one and the next one finished, that will be fantastic and it will finish off a series for me. But yeah, I am really excited about this one. She is such a fun writer, Talia Hibbert, and I really like her books. So it says, Talia Hibbert returns with another charming romantic comedy about a young woman who agrees to fake date her friend after a video of him rescuing her from their office building goes viral. So yeah, it's like I said, I got about 20% of the way into it and I was enjoying it, but I think it was another one of those, it was towards the end of the month, you know, like I think it was last summer and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm really excited about picking up next month's books, kind of an idea. So I am looking forward to getting back to this one now. The next one is a book off of my digital shelves. Sorry, kicking things under the table. The next one is a book off my digital shelves. And as I like to mention, that is my Kindle, my Kobo shelves, my Harlequin.com, like the ebooks I bought from Harlequin on the Gloss app that I've mentioned already that I'm no longer a fan really of. I've also realized yesterday, I'm like, wait, Audible and Chirp. So I also have a lot of books on Audible that I've purchased over the years, and Chirp, which is another audiobook service. It's not a subscription service like the way Audible is where you buy a credit every month. I've mentioned Chirp before and they are no way like, you know, I just really like the service, to be honest, guys. And I haven't really talked about it, but I wanted to share it with you guys. There is a link below for you guys to get 20% off. I don't get anything for that. It's just kind of a pay it forward kind of an idea. And yeah, so if you want to check it out, go ahead if you're an audiobook listener. So they sell cheaper audiobooks. Now, not all the audiobooks that they sell are on sale, but a good number of them are. And guys, I've picked up audiobooks for like 99 cents, $1.99, which is fan-freaking-tastic. So go and check them out. If you sign up, you get like an email from them every day. You know, for a while when I wasn't listening to audiobooks, I would just delete them. It's not a big deal. But you can put in what kind of books you're looking for and they will send you recommendations based off of that for stuff that's on sale. And yeah, it's an easy way to spend some money. It's like getting the BookBub emails if you're an ebook reader. Same kind of an idea, right? So yeah. So I went on Chirp and I was looking at books. Oh, and my prompt, because I also spin the wheel for a prompt for this, for my digital shelves as well. And the prompt that I got is a book with a one-word title. So I went through Chirp and I was just kind of seeing what I had on there. So I do have a number of books on there and I've only gotten to a handful of them. And I found this one and it literally does have a one-word title. So the title itself is one word. The secondary title is many words. but all the prompt is a book with a one-word title. So the book that I picked is Quackery, and that is A Brief History of the Worst Ways to Cure Everything by Linda Kang and Nate Pedersen. I am such a fan. Fan sounds like a weird word. I am so very interested in weird medical stuff. The weirder, the better. I listen to a podcast called Sawbones that I absolutely adore, and if you're a podcast listener, I highly recommend it. If you're into weird medical stuff, like if you're a little more squeamish, maybe steer clear. But if you're not so much, and this is your kind of jam, check it out. But let me just read a little bit on the back here, guys. Discover 67 shocking but true medical misfires that run the gamut from bizarre to deadly. Like when doctors prescribe morphine to crying infants, when snorting skull moss was a cure for a bloody nose, when consuming mail-order tapeworms was a latter-day fad diet, or when snake oil salesmen peddled strychnine, used in rat poison, as an aphrodisiac in the 60s. Seemingly combining macabre humor with hard science and compelling storytelling, Quackery is a visually rich and information-packed exploration of history's most outlandish cures, experiments, and scams. That sounds so good, you guys. That sounds so good. I cannot wait to get to that one. I'm super, super stoked. Next is a series pick. So I have a huge list of series that I'm reading my way through. I do a random number generator, pick a series, read the next book in the series, Bob's your uncle. So for this week, I got a cowboy romance. Getting ahead for June on the Range. And the book that I got was Renegade, Cowboy by Sara Richardson. This is the third book in the Rocky Mountain Riders series. I think after this one, I might only have one or two more left in this series, so that's exciting. So let me just, again, read a little bit of the back for you. Cassidy Greer knows that cowboys are nothing but trouble. But when her childhood crush comes riding into town, she starts to have second thoughts. Levi's a world-class bull rider now and more handsome than ever. It's a good thing she's headed out of town soon, or she might just be tempted. So, yay! Was that second chance? Second chance romance? Yes, please. The next one is a library book. So this is actually a spoiler a bit for my video coming out on Tuesday, because I will have a library book haul. But I just picked this one up from the library, and it's funny because my husband and I were at Walmart this morning, and I was at the book table. Now, I generally don't, I like to buy books, but I'm trying to be good now and not buying as many because I really want to utilize my library. And this, I believe, was a new release, and I'm like, ooh, this looks really good. So I tend to take pictures of the book, and then I can buy it digitally or look at it from the library. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And there it was sitting on the shelf at my library as a new one. It says popular picks. So I picked this one up. It's called It's One of Us by J.T. Ellison. Now, I have read this author before. I really, really, really like her books. And I am excited about this one. I might add, I hate when they stick the sticker over here, but what can you do? I don't want to read, you guys, what this is about, because it's a thriller. And I just, no. This twisting, emotionally layered thriller explores the lies we tell to keep a marriage together or break each other apart. That's it. It's obviously about a marriage with issues. So I'm excited about getting to this one. So this is on my list for this week. Next up, I have a book for Middle Grade May, because Middle Grade May is starting. And so last month, this spot would have been Amish and April books. Next month, these are going to be June on the Range books. But for May, we have Middle Grade May, which is a reading event being hosted by Elizabeth at Lizzie Fay Loves Books. Elizabeth at, it's Elizabeth Tyree. I apologize. I cannot remember her channel name. I'll have all of these ladies linked below. Storm, of course, over at Storm Reads, and Lee from Dark Roots Creations. There are prompts and things like that. I'm not necessarily reading to the prompts, but I am reading middle grade books, and I did pick 5 of them, and I did a video on the books that I picked last week, but as I go through the weeks, I'm going to mention the books that I'm hoping to get to. So for this week, it's going to be The Sisters of Luna Island by Stacy Hackney. So I'm very much looking forward to this one. I don't want to say too much. Again, I talked about this one in a previous video last week, but it says Little Women gets a nevermore twist in this captivatingly charming novel about a young girl tasked to break a centuries-old curse or risk losing her beloved sisters. So yeah, this one sounds really good. I love the cover on this one. I will be borrowing this one from the library, probably on audio, and I'm looking forward to it. Next up, we have a Harlequin New Release. So this is a new release as of the month of May. These were released in stores and online the last Tuesday in April. So this just came out last week. I did get a copy, so I'm very excited. I got it digitally because I like reading these books digitally. So for this week, we have a Harlequin heartwarming novel. I almost said historical. A Harlequin heartwarming novel, so I'm very excited. We have Caught by the Cowgirl by Tanya Agler. And this one looks super, I really like the cover on this one. So it says, for rancher Will Sullivan, nothing is more beautiful than the Colorado sunrise until Kelsey Carruthers shows up at his ranch wanting to lease his land. But Will has plans for his struggling ranch that don't include the gorgeous, quirky Southern belle. Now Kelsey is quickly learning how to be a true cowgirl, even as she steals everyone's hearts. And this gruff, set-in-his-ways cowboy might just be falling the hardest. Doesn't that sound delightful? The heartwarming line are sweet romances. There is no adult content. They're great stories, and I absolutely love them. And last but not least, my final book for this week is going to be my throwback book, which is a book I probably read in my childhood, Babysitter's Club, Nancy Drew, Sweet Valley. We're doing the old school Nancy Drew this week, and we have The Mystery of the Tolling Bell by Carolyn Keene, which is Nancy Drew Mystery Stories book number 23. And Nancy becomes involved in a maze of mystery when she accepts an invitation from Miss Chattery, a client of Mr. Drew, to vacation at her cottage in a picturesque seaside town. Carson Drew has promised to join his daughter but fails to arrive. The alarming disappearance of Mr. Drew and the odd circumstances surrounding his rescue are only the start of a series of highly dangerous adventures for Nancy and her friends Bess and George. Cannot wait. This one, I really do enjoy reading these. They are super, super fun. So anyway, guys, that is everything that I have on my list for this week. Again, will I get to them all? Probably not. I'll try though. I'll see. But I am looking forward to all of them. Let me know, what are you guys going to be reading in the week to come? I do post on my Discord, which the link to my Discord is below. I do post for the week the prompts. So for this week, the workplace romance and a book with a single word title. And if you guys are participating in that as well, I would love to see what books you guys plan to read for those prompts. And until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.